Hi everyone, Grant K here for the Smoke Learning channel. In the previous video, we looked at the breadth of controls to edit and shape the Gmask object. In this video, we will look at softening options to feather the mask. If you would like to follow along, please click the link in the YouTube description to download the media. Or if you're watching the podcast version of this video, then type the link displayed in your internet browser. I have deleted any previous masks in the original Gmask node. Now click the Add button and draw a mask in the mouth of the post box. Complete the shape and switch to the result view with F4. In the Gmask tools, you have two options when it comes to softening the edge of a mask. You have the general softening tools and the vertex point softening, which I refer to as advanced edge gradients. Now before you apply any softening, click on the mask shape to select it. Softening is created when you offset the gradient spline from the shape of the mask. So by dragging the offset slider, the gradient spline can be made bigger or smaller, which creates the edge softening. People sometimes think that it is the alpha slider that creates the softness. However, this slider controls the transparency of the gradient from the mask's edge. Now, aside from the general mask softening, you also have much more control over how the gradient is spread between the mask shape and the gradient spline. By default, you have an equal spread of the gradient from black to white. If you adjust either the inner or outer edge sliders, you are smoothing the gradient from either spline. You can then use the distance slider to decide where in the gradient the inner edge and outer edge values will apply their effect. So when it comes to general mask softening, there is more than initially meets the eye. The next level of mask softening is vertex point softening or advanced edge gradients. Click the softness button and it will switch to the tracer tool. The tracer has a few functions, but the one we are going to look at is advanced edge gradients. Now you'll notice that the offset slider has disappeared. This is because the edge gradients are controlled by another set of tangents on the Gmask shape. Moving the tangents away from the mask shape creates the edge gradient, which in turn softens the edges around that vertex. Now press F1 to return to the front view. Adjust the inner tangents so that the softness is extended into the mouth of the post box. Now press F4 to see the result view of the Gmask shape. The softness is fine, but I would like all the outer edge gradients to have a hard edge. You can move individual tangents and position right over their respective vertex. Or, here is a tip you could try. Click the Tools pull-down menu and switch the mode to Scale Points. Now hold Command and drag a box selection around all the vertices. Now if you click and drag on the outer tangent, you can shift the gradient edge right onto the mask shape. This will create the hard edge in the selected areas. Switch back to select mode with Shift M. Now we have intentionally moved the tangents to overlap their vertices to create a hard edge. If you want to move the tangent separately from the vertex in this case, hold the Q keyboard shortcut and drag out the tangent. Now I'm going to just select this vertex and intentionally cross the tangents. When the outer edge and inner edge tangents are on the wrong side of each other, you will get this issue. You can manually fix this issue by moving the tangents, or you can switch to Auto Tangent mode in the pull-down menu. Now click the offending vertex. The vertex will remain in the same place, but the tangent handles will straighten themselves out to give you the correct result. You can switch back to select mode with Shift M and reposition the tangents to tweak the mask softness. Coming soon in the next video, we'll look at the structure of a Gmask and what happens when you start combining multiple Gmask shapes. Comments, feedback and suggestions are always welcome and appreciated. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the Smoke Learning channel for future videos.